Yo, what it do, everyone? It is I, the notorious Detective Craig Charming. One of the most, and I would say the most underrated talents in the YouTube streets. But I'm here today with another banging show with the one and the only lovely Manosphere. Please introduce yourself, milady.
It's the one and only Morphine D guy. Brought to you one time again, with more contentious media.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And today's topic is a banger. But first, before we do that, we got to bring in our special guest with a warm welcome. The man with the madness himself and the solution to the order of things. The one JP. What it do, brother?
What it do? What it do? It's your boy, the one JP. And it's two things I never seen: a turtle with speed and a bitch I need. Let's go.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. So, you know, one of the things, this is my first show with Morphe. I've been getting harassed. I've been getting, you know, verbally abused. You know what I'm saying? Just insulted by Morphine. So she finally bullied me into doing the show. You know what I'm saying? She finally did it. You know what I'm saying? A powerful woman. Goddamn. But today's topic is very special. It is a very special topic, and it is called Manosphere or Rantosphere. For a lot of people who don't know, the Manosphere is a group of YouTube life coaches, relationship gurus, whatever you call them, who influence, push, and they are strong advocates for men to be in power, for men to be on their game, for men to get whatever they desire, for men to be men,
Right.
A lot of individuals have some issues with it because some guys have a quote unquote negative supposedly message and some guys have a positive message. But I'm gonna give it over to the lady who forced me to do this show. So Morphine, what you got for today's topic? What you got?
Well, we've been having a lot of discussions in the social media streets about the manosphere and the red pill, and I have my opinions, and a lot of our panelists had their opinions. But for this show, Mr. JP, the only one JP, is going to give us an insight and a little bit of exposure of the manosphere from a man's point of view that was in there. So I guess he is breaking the manosphere, or leaving or surviving the manosphere. So we're going to dive deep into these things. We want to come up with subjects as we go. But let's start with JP. How did you come across the manosphere? Like, what? How did it get in your algorithm?
What it do? What it do is the one, not the two. Check this out. I came across the Manosphere a long time ago, just off of living life, and then when I saw it on YouTube, I recognized my character, but I didn't have a name for it. When them guys were saying Manosphere and Red Pill, I didn't have a name for it. I was just living that way, right? And when they started labeling it, I was like, oh, okay, all right, like alpha male, sigma male, and all that kind of stuff, right? So I just, kind of fell in line with that and started watching the various content and seeing. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say, actually seeing a lot of flaws in the
Mm-hmm.
manosphere, because that's why they're trying to. They claim to be breaking up now. You know,
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm hearing all these rumors and whatnot. I'm seeing on YouTube that the Manosphere is dead and all this, red pill is dead or something that they going about. They clamoring about right now. And what I notice is a lot of the flaws in the Manosphere is that when a lot of these channels that you see talking about men, when you really dig deep and watch those shows, they're talking about women mostly. They trying to get on women and rag women and really get their rocks off about how hurt they've been hurt over the years. Group got when you group thinking, you get along, right? So
Right.
that's what sparked the Manosphere, quote unquote Manosphere, because guys was having like-minded feelings about how women were treating them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I came into the picture of it and started to express my angle of looking at it from a man's perspective, Manosphere, red pill perspective, I wanted to make sure that men promoted that the whole scope of it was to promote the strengthening of men. Now when you look at it today, it's like a bunch of TMZ channels on YouTube. I don't like that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I don't really like that. And really a lot of the women are usurping it. They taking it from guys. You like Pearly things. She got her own show. Then you got Danica. She got her own show. Then you got other women trying to start shows from a man's perspective. Like they know what we want. You know what I'm saying? That's
True.
fucked up. While they really getting to the root of trying to figure it out, guys, a lot of these other shows, Manosphere shows, they ranting and raving about women, and how much they deadbeat baby mothers and shit. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's about empowering men. That was my whole approach to even trying to consider myself a part of the Manosphere. If we empowering men, I'm with it. If you're gonna sit up and dog women, I ain't with that.
Facts.
Facts, because we can't. One thing I tell the brothers all the time, especially when I'm on these panels or in the back chats, I tell them that you got to be careful how you talk about women, or how much what I want to say, disdain you have for women, because you might come off a little queer.
That's
you
true. That's
you
true because these
very
guys, it's almost they telling on themselves.
yeah, yeah.
How defeated they are. And I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm gonna drop some names so we can blow this show up. Fuck that shit. That
Okay.
motherfucking Minister Jap is a big old simp. He be acting stupid. Then you got the mother cats, the white boys, Century 21 or whatever the fuck they call themselves.
Hey. That's another thing too, JP. I had this talk with Morphine. Morphine's not too familiar with the white manosphere.
Okay.
And she
Yeah.
doesn't, she said, I remember she said one time, yo, you gotta find me clips of these white boys doing this shit. I said, this ain't no more. So
Yeah.
we here with this
You
show.
got, for example, you got Rolo Tomasi.
Oh yeah, I know who wrote
21 salute. I forget what they call themselves. Something 21.
See, I know them. I know of them. That's the guy that wrote The Rational Male. So
Yeah.
I know
So
them.
and see that's another part. Why did the Manosphere have to have a split like that? Like the white guys have their own ideology, and the black guys got their own ideology. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That hurts because when you think about it, women don't think like that. Women come at y'all shit as a whole, fighting for the shit y'all want as a whole. White, black, Chinese, candy stripe. You know what I'm saying? It's like it don't matter. You a woman, get with us. But this Manosphere of today, which it is not how it started. It started with everybody. It was white, black, Chinese, Asian. They were tuning in to everybody. It was a lot of different channels popping up, and you could tell who was in the chat. You could tell who was black and who was Chinese and, who might have been white, because they're vernacular in the way they put their words in there, right? So you could tell. And then over the last few years, it's like The white guy, the white manosphere is over here. The black manosphere is over here. You know, and both sides are ranting and raving about women and not empowering men. You know, I'm all about the empowerment part, because that's where this quote unquote high value that Kevin Samuels talked about comes into effect for real. When we check this out, Morphine, when we promote young black men coming out of high school trying to go to college or be something, and promote the positive things that they doing, instead of promoting motherfuckers sipping lean and having gunfights and shit on IG, then we getting somewhere. But as long as motherfuckers' attention is on that shit, we ain't getting nowhere.
So
It ain't going nowhere.
one thing I want to point out that you said at the end, you said something of the nature of black boys going to college, getting an education, getting some literacy, and knowing the statistics on black little boys' reading levels and math levels and things of that nature. That's definitely seriously and very important that we focus on black male education. But
Indeed.
in
Indeed.
these Manosphere streets, what I'm starting to hear, well, I'm gonna start like this. It's like at least separate fractions of the Manosphere, down from the SYBM dudes to the MTOW dudes to the, this movement, Passport Bros. There's so many fractions of one group. Um, but one thing they
That's why, yeah, I agree.
all
That's why I broke off. Yes, you're right.
one thing they all do downplay is education. Now they all talk about
Exactly.
get your money up, invest, invest, invest. But to get the knowledge and the education, I hate to say it, it seems like it's supposed to come off of YouTube.
Exactly. See, for instance, like, instead of talking about how bad the modern matrix woman is, and or how bad they did to you, whatever you, however you feel, better yet, focus on how to make men better, to where
Mm-hmm.
we as a whole can have the confidence and the fortitude, mental fortitude, to be able to go out here, do what you need to do in your life, your purpose, and still bag a bad one that's gonna be by your side. See what this is what I noticed. I think part of, and I'm not, I'm not immune to this shit. I'm speaking from experience myself. The damn hookup culture. Hookup culture took away the dating courting process of getting to know you, talking and shit like that. It's more like, I'm feeling you. Can we fuck by this weekend? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's going today.
Yeah, yeah.
It ain't like, and I ain't archaic, but I still got a little old school in me. It ain't like, let me get to know this chick. She might be worth something. You know what I'm saying? Let me talk to her. You know what I'm saying? Find out what's on her mind. Where she going in life. You know what I'm saying? Instead of how fine she is and dreaming about fucking all the time. And every time you text her, you're talking about fucking. So it grazed the shit. It grazed the whole area. It grazed it because the female don't know how to react to you, because she's like, does he really like me, or does he just want to fuck me? You know?
Right.
And then
And
when she finally gives in and say, all right, I'm gonna give him the pussy. Give him the pussy, and the motherfucker ghosts her. So, and now she's hurt. She's like, what the fuck just happened? She's looking for answers. Now she's becoming hardened. Her heart is getting hard every time a motherfucker do that shit to her. And then when she started doing it back, now these little simp ass skinny jean wearing chump boys getting mad, because now the female have picked up on how y'all been doing them.
Yep.
Just fucking and bouncing. So they fucking you and bouncing.
Yep.
And then they don't give a fuck about fucking you, your homie, all that shit, because you don't care either.
Yep.
So now there's this finger pointing blame game shit, and it's really coming from the men. because the men started the shit. You know, I ain't like I said, I was a part of it. You know, I grew up in the freaky '80s, man. You know, Prince. Come on, man. You shit. You play some Prince, you bound to get some pussy. But I'm just saying. But it was that, right? It was that shit plus uh the going off of what the world wants, right? Instead of what we want as a people. Do you see Asians doing this shit? No. Do you see the Arabs doing this? No. White folk for the most part don't do it. They just kind of follow along with what we do. So we're trying to be the monkey in the circus, and we don't need to be like that. We need to be the motherfucking lion. You know what I'm saying? And be like, look, we're not gonna rock like that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have respect for ourselves. We're gonna have respect for our women, and this pair bonding is gonna work. But as it stands right now, both sides have clocked out. Said, fuck it, I don't want to deal with relationships no more. I'm just gonna do me. All right.
Right.
And that has also fueled the passport movement to go to other lands to get a different vibe. That's what's happening. Because what has happened in the Matrix has become a stalemate.
Exactly. A stalemate. And see, a lot of people are not aware of these problems because, JP, you were one of the anchors that moved me into the red pill community. I still to this day say I'm not red pill. I got a long way to go, but with the passport bros and just how a lot of people have just ruined it. You know what I'm saying? You can't join those idiots. You know what I'm saying?
See. Here's what to me what red pill is. You know, and like everybody said, it stemmed from the movie The Matrix, right?
Right.
Red pill is just men were waking up to how women were treating them, and if it wasn't for the internet, we wouldn't have never knew.
Mm-hmm.
So, just being honest, women have always had a roster. Now they ain't necessarily always fucking the whole roster. It's just that they got these guys, right, on standby. Whether it's being nice, good morning text, how you doing? Maybe flowers, just light shit, just to keep that guy in the circle. Because if this guy don't work out, I'm gonna give him a shot. That's to me how women think, because it's all about survival and protection and safety for them at the end of the day. They want to try to pick the best man possible, right?
Right.
But today's culture has got women doing like men. You know how they used to say thinking with your dick?
Yeah.
Well, the women are now thinking with their pussy. You see what I'm saying? Using it to get paid. So now there's a gray line again because we don't know the real ones from the hoes, prostitutes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because even the real ones are doing that shit.
Yep.
The real ones are the main ones saying, you're going to take me out, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and I'm going to think about being with you. That's the real ones starting that
I
shit.
got a theory on that. I have a crazy theory. I know YouTube ain't gonna like this, but in my opinion,
Uh-oh.
women are the biggest whores. Like they are the biggest. I want to say hustlers in the game because they get men to come out here and work hard on these streets while they sit up and put their damn feet up and collect check and pay bills. It basically don't really have to do nothing. I mean, it's not that hard to be a stay-at-home mom nowadays with technology. Yeah, I mean, we got robots that sweep and mop the floor nowadays, so it ain't that hard. So I always thought that the stay-at-home traditional woman was the biggest grifter of them all. I
The
mean,
stay-at-home mom.
feels it.
I kind of like to. I got a kind of a different view of that. I think the woman that can stay at home and take care of everything at the house, which is hard. It ain't no easy shit.
It's not that hard.
No, it is hard. Paying all the bills, taking care
That's
of everything
automatic.
that makes the house run.
That's
'Cause-
automatic now.
Say it again.
That's automatic now. Now we can
What's
put that on auto pay.
on auto pay?
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like y'all guys, y'all men, I'm not a pick me. I'm not. I'm not. I'm super into the tech world. Like I'm a tech freak. So I want to give y'all roses and y'all grace. Y'all done created a super easy world for us all. You know, those that are into tech, those that, and you don't got to spend thousands of dollars neither. I'm not even talking about that in that niche, but those that are into tech are very tech savvy. Y'all guys have made this shit very easy for us all.
So let me ask you this: do you think raising kids is easy?
No, but I do think that's a team effort.
But here's the rub. That's part of the woman taking care of the house while the man is out taking care of the money.
Yeah, I don't agree with
Because
that.
because when it comes to the woman's role, her role is to nurture. Okay, one of her roles is to nurture and to show the kids love and show them how to be brother and sister and whatnot and family and all that good stuff. Even teaching the daughter how to cook and sew and you know waiting, letting the son know, okay, your time come when your daddy get here, right? So yeah, it is a team effort, but as a whole, throughout the day, a stay-at-home mom, uh, watching over and rearing the children is a hard fucking job. That's not easy. That's not something. That's not autopilot. Because if it was, the black community wouldn't be as fucked up as it is today.
I would say it's a hard job because she's mainly doing it by herself.
Nah, men go out and work these hard jobs by ourselves. The woman ain't helping us do that.
That's your choice. These are choices. These are choices, not
So if
ways to
men,
live
if
anymore.
so if
These
men
are
say if let's just say we can use a graphic like this. Let's say 75% of men stop going out into the workplace and working. Do you know what happened to the economies of this world? Because y'all women ain't gonna get out there and do what the men are doing. All this making sure the electric grid is running, all this truck driving. Y'all ain't gonna do all this shit. Y'all gonna do it for a little while. Y'all ain't gonna keep doing it. You got men that have been driving trucks for 25 years. A woman will drive a truck for 3 years, get pregnant, and she out the game. You understand? So it ain't the same.
these things are very true. These things are very true. They're not debatable. Whomever female, woman, dog, child, cow, try to debate these facts. They're non-debatable. But here's another fact that's non-debatable. Black people ain't doing half of these damn jobs neither. Listen, we're not climbing no goddamn building. And we're not up there like that. Half of the guys on the skyscrapers doing the skyscrapers, white and Asian. Half of the people playing in the sewer hole.
No, no.
It's not a lot of us
I mean,
out there doing the most,
where you live?
as far as African Americans doing the most dangerous jobs.
Where you live, Morphine?
I live in Philly.
You live in Philly. You said the more construction work you see is whites and Asians,
I said the ones on the skyscrapers, not
the
construction
skyscrapers.
workers.
Oh, okay.
In general, not yet.
Skyscrapers.
I'm
Okay.
talking about the dangerous, the world's most dangerous jobs. Us black
Okay.
folks
Well,
ain't.
well, well. Now you got to understand this part.
Is
A lot
it?
of a lot of black brothers, a lot of men, black men, period, are disenfranchised out of these jobs.
Absolutely.
We could have plenty of black deep sea divers that handle the fiber optics. Plenty of black skyscraper workers. What I see in Texas is majority of skyscrapers that I see and buildings being built is Mexicans. And they might well be black. But here's the thing: the whole structure, the whole construct is built on white supremacy. So we already uneven from the start. So
Yeah.
when we talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
black men uh, not having these particular positions, that's a misnomer because it's like, okay, you're saying they ain't got these positions, but there's a reason they don't have them. It's not that they ain't trying. It's not that they don't want them. It's that we're being disenfranchised. So
Right.
we
So
gotta we gotta go for the only the jobs that we can get, which is what? Truck driving, factory worker, cook.
all the
They try to
jobs that
they try
you're
to
not,
keep us down.
all the jobs that you black men aren't generational, y'all not geared for generation. You're geared for trades, plumbing, carpentry,
And
factory,
that's by
certain
design.
factory work as far as welding and things like that. So we know what is a black man's trade. Let's say generational wise, it's not being dominated right now. So when we having these discussions about what men build and what as a general build and what they bring to the table. I don't like black folks into those conversations because we don't really qualify for these conversations anymore.
I think we do. I think we do. Just because we're not the majority that is working in them fields, don't mean that we can't talk as if we're in those fields. Like for
But
instance, I got an HVAC guy that comes through here. I got two. One is white and one is black. You know what I'm saying? I try to call the black one as much as I can, but apparently he must be hella busy because I can never get him on my schedule. But he comes through. So what I'm saying is that was an example of a black HVAC guy. So we're in these fields. It's just not that many of us, but we can still talk as if we're in those fields because there are black truckers, there are black skyscraping workers. There, you know,
mhm.
there are black pilots. My homeboy's a pilot for American Airlines. He live in Miami, so I know we are in those fields. So I'm speaking from a progressive thinking of we're already in those fields, even though they try to deny us and try to make it seem like we can't do those jobs. That's what it's all about. That's white supremacy. They're trying to make it look like the black man is not fit and not capable to do these jobs out here. These big time jobs that you're talking about, the serious shit. You know, working on the subway. You know, working on the tankers and the submarines and all this kind of heavy lifting type shit. I agree with you. There's not a lot of black brothers out there, but there can be if it wasn't for white supremacy.
It can be, but at the same time, black men gotta want to do it.
But yeah,
I'm not
you
gonna
know, we've
say
been
that black men
conditioned.
don't. I'm not gonna say that black men. Oh, y'all don't want to do this. Y'all don't want to. I'm not here to. One thing I don't engage in. I don't engage in sexism. I'm the least sexist person on the world. But right is right and wrong is wrong. And at first I would say this. I'm gonna start like this. At first, when I walked into the manosphere, I thought that this was going to be a little bit like feminism. I thought that, it started off with a little rant, started off with a little movement, then it moved into something big and political. And I was waiting for that other shoe to drop. Like, even though we got Facebook pages, we got Reddit pages, we got 4chan pages that talks about women, bash women, criticize women. Again, I just thought that was the first shoe that dropped, and I was waiting for the political shoe to drop so I
I
could
think
back the black men, so I could be out there marching with the black men. I'm thinking, all right, the 1 million man march is coming the fuck back finally, but none of that happened. None of that happened. None of that, well, happening for the black manosphere any fucking way, but none of that is really happening. And y'all not really. I mean, not y'all, but they're not really getting into the politics. They're not really getting into the politicians. They're not really stepping into the sphere that is going to change things for the better for black men. They just, I hate to say, just ranting on social media. That only gets you so far, though. Like, if you're trying to model yourself after the feminist movement, there were political views, there were cases that was fought, there were things that is not being talked about. All that's being talked about is the social standards and how it's affected social standards and relationships. But
I think
we're not really
think the
talking about
man
the
I
political
think the
stuff.
manosphere is in it. It's still growing. You know, like on Drumline when he said it's tree shaking elimination time. I think
Yeah.
every now and then you have some leaves that fall off. Okay, but the tree keep growing. So I think right now, uh, the manosphere, the growth is stunted right now because it's the topic is dating and relationships. Okay, that's why I think there. It's almost like every content creator that's talking about manosphere or red pill content, if they're not just harping on dating and relationships, they're trying to get super chats. It's like, okay, wait a minute. Let's move past because here's the thing. We have right now with the manosphere, the black manosphere, a pool of talented brothers that range from making probably 30,000 a year to 250,000 a year, at least. At least it's probably a few millionaires in the black manosphere. I wouldn't doubt it. The problem I have is we got all that resource, and all we got time to do is sit up and talk about women. That's a problem. I want to see where the networking coming in, and I ain't talking about some powwow where we meet up in Vegas and have some drinks and everybody just fronting and stunting and wearing their gold chains and trying to look cute and shit like that. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about literally exchanging numbers, emails, contact information to build a network, and the Manosphere can take the next step. But right now, all this shit about what women ain't doing, and then they hating on the passport pimps because we want to go to other lands and visit and do things and just expand our minds. That shit got to stop. To me, that ain't productive. That's counterproductive to me. And it's like, okay, this guy just did a 2-hour show talking about whatever, about a woman ranting and raving and shit, getting all his super chats built up. And then turn around, you'll have other guys that will pinch off of that and make their shows about the same shit. I'm like, come on now. What is this? You know, yeah, are you trying to compete with TMZ? Or are we actually a fortified force of channels, connections that when you step to the Manosphere, you're going to get good information, and it's going to be progressive going upward, okay? Upward scaling information. You're going to be able to contact people and network with people and be able to get a true understanding of where this thing has the potential to do. You know what I'm saying? This could literally be a political party.
And see,
Absolutely.
and see, so let me get in right quick.
And I would vote for the man, Manosphere.
And see, check this out, right? And see, this
I'm not a Republican and I'm not a Democrat.
Yeah. And see, this is the thing with me, right? I had to kind of look into, right? Because JP, we had many talks about the spear. You know what I'm saying? Remember, Coach Greg. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And when we were talking about him and stuff like that, I was looking at him and stuff like that. I saw that he bashed a lot of young black men constantly.
Yeah, see, that was a problem.
Yeah, and it was a constant flow of just bombardment. You know what I'm saying?
I think that guy was more focused on his bottom line.
We could just say he was more focused on his white audience.
That too.
Yeah, they the ones supporting him.
He definitely was leaning toward that, and I couldn't understand that.
Yeah.
But
I understood by looking at how much they was giving him on those super chats. You know what I'm saying? White boys love him. Give him $200, $300. One even gave him $1,000 one time.
I saw that. That was that Asian dude. I saw an Asian dude give him $1,000 way over there in Tokyo.
Yeah.
But I'm like, wow. So and he was getting foreign money too. You know what I'm saying? Like euros and shit.
He was.
He was getting all type of money. London was paying him. So that I think he was more focused on that, because when he split the crowd and said, I don't support the community.
Yep, I don't support the black community.
Yeah, I said, wait a minute, bro, you lost me right there. I know you had some good info, but you kind of lost me when you alienated yourself away from your own people.
Yep, he sure did.
One of the reasons he did that. One of the reasons he did that is because, as you know, he was married to a
he got divorced by a white girl.
Yeah, and see, and if you get a chance, Morphine, you can go check on my channel where I talk about the Big Becky effect. Where a lot of simpish black men went after fat white women, trying to make a status claim for themselves, and it backfired.
Yep.
You should check that video out on my channel when you get a chance. And everybody out there listening, go check that out. The Big Becky effect. But that right there is part of the reason he was on that, because he related to them more. You see what I'm saying? He related to that white audience more. Plus his kids is mixed. So, that there he was. That was his lane. But he didn't really have to say that, because he was reaching brothers.
Yeah, he was.
And then when I think somebody challenged something he said, and then he fired off and said, I don't care about the community. Y'all ain't got it together. And I'm like, wait a minute, y'all, what you talking about? It's you, brother. But anyway,
see, check this out. See, one of the things too, right? Looking at that, right? Because I never really was a fan of him, because it was always complaining with Coach Greg, it was never really getting better. It was just complaining. He had his money situated, but he never really pretty much in a lot of ways guided nor gave the inspiration to, improve yourself better. You know what I'm saying? Now, me, JP, I was an adamant fan of AMS. You see what I'm saying? And Steph is cold. You see what I'm saying? And then Kevin kind of inspired me too, right? But and then here come you, get on your purpose. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Get
right.
on your whole purpose. You know what I'm saying? Have some discipline. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta fuck everything.
That's
Like
right.
conquer yourself first before you conquer her. You know what I'm saying? So, that was one of the main drives for me. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the main pushes for me in the goal. And because of that, because I held on to those principles, right? I've kind of, in a lot of ways, I wouldn't say I grew the Manosphere, but I seen how there was a split and divide to those who actually did it, who actually took time and got on their purpose, and the ones who just want to talk about women all day. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. See, my thing is every guy like you and myself has had to sip from the fountain of the red pill. All right.
Yeah.
And it's only those that are seeking truth that do it. All right. What is the red pill all about? If you're curious enough, you'll find out and you understand. Right. Just like you said. Now, and that's how it's supposed to be. And it also should also be a gateway toward a larger network of men, black men, that have the power to move mountains in this fucking country. Like Morphine just said, it ain't enough brothers in these big jobs, these powerful jobs out here. Well,
Right.
shit, we got enough brothers in the manosphere that we could probably move that needle. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, I'm sure there's a lot of business owners. I'm a business owner, but I haven't hired any employees yet. But I'm sure that there are some black men in the manosphere that own businesses that can get some of these brothers that ain't got no job, that's tuning in to these manosphere shows, to show them how to get a job or hire they ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about. It's like it's really just a chat room type shit. And I'm like, nah, man, it need to be more than that. When you walk into a room, a conference, right? When you go to a conference, there's an itinerary, okay, or what they gonna talk about. They ain't gonna sit there and just talk about one fucking thing because you're gonna be bored and you're gonna walk out. Okay, that's what this shit is doing right now. All this, I hardly tune into them anymore because I'm like, man, I ain't got time for this shit.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Now I
Facts.
drop some. If I see a flaw and I want to point it out, I might drop it on my channel. But I ain't gonna sit up and watch 2 hours of they bullshit, bitching and moaning about some baby mothers and showing videos of women stabbing their boyfriend because he ain't bringing no McDonald's and all that dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is all over social media, IG, Facebook. All these motherfuckers want to do is show the bad.
Right.
Okay, where the fucking good at? Okay, these channels, where y'all at? Where y'all promoting the good at? Where y'all bringing in maybe a young black boy who maybe he grew up in the church and he knows how to play the piano real good, and you have him as a guest on your show to highlight a young man that's playing the piano. Anything other than showing these same old fight videos, world star, oh, the woman ain't shit. She got 1,000 bodies, a pussy woe out, and she got 8 kids. Send me a super chat. Tell me about it. And with the church music. Man, come on, fuck off with that bullshit. I'm like
And
Boosie
another
today.
thing,
Come
and
on,
another
dog.
and another thing, JP, I want to point out. I would like to point out about the manosphere that is counterproductive. Was one of the things that is super counterproductive that they do is they come at single mothers, but they also attack the children like they ain't the future. Like you said, it's not like it's one thing to promote not to date a single mother, right? All the things that may be statistically bad in a man's benefit for dating with a single mother. However, when we start talking about what are you doing to help the youth ministries and coaching, and how I did definitely point out that a lot of the sports has been dying down. We don't have a lot of coaches no more. We don't got a lot of male teachers anymore. There's a lot of things we need in a community that's just not there from black men But
Yeah.
the most thing that is being preached in the manosphere is how to not help these kids, and it makes you a more of a man by not helping a child that's not biologically yours, and it makes you more of a weak man, and a bashing man for actually doing things that we've been doing in the community.
Well, the part about you just said something that kind of rubbed me the wrong way about being it's a real man to come in and take care of another man's child. Now I got some reservations about that because I look at it like this: the the child is attached to the mother in such a way, and if they know their daddy, they definitely trying to be knowing him, attaching to him. So this is why you have the stepson always lash out at the stepdaddy some kind of way, right? That's what I don't like about taking on that position, because it's rare that child is going to gravitate to the step parent in a way that is productive. You know, you have a few out here. I ain't saying it don't happen. You have a few out here where the stepdad come in and he connect with the son or the daughter so good that the boy go on to play in the NFL some shit. You know, Shaq. You know what I'm saying? Perfect example. Went to the NBA, right? So and he shows so much love for his stepdaddy. But in today's world, the way the single mothers are raising their children to be 100% latched on to them, take their side no matter what. It's hard, in my opinion, for a guy to come in and be the stepdaddy that he would try to be to his fullest potential, because sooner or later he gonna want to discipline that child. He gonna have to, right? He can't just be in there and just have a deal with her where she the only one that disciplines. Because you have some situations like that where the woman say, whenever my child needs discipline, I got it, right? And that's bullshit, because what are you doing? You're taking the man power out of his hand to really straighten that child out, to respect both parents, because that child knows that when they get in trouble, the only person that's going to talk to them is the mother, and they're going to sit there with their ears closed. Yeah, all right, and go back to doing the same shit, because they know that this man don't have the power to do nothing to me, and they grow up like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I have a problem with that. I would prefer if the mother, and now this comes where accountability comes in right here, where the mother would say, look, I don't get along with your daddy, but I'm gonna work with him so he can come by here and pick you up every now and then. You spend some time with him so I can have me some me time. That is the best move that a single mother can make, instead of saying, I want this next nigga to come in and be my forever simp and take care of my family for me, because this other dude don't want to do it for whatever reason. But again, it goes back to what I said. With a woman, this comes down to accountability and responsibility on her part. Open up her throat and talk to her ex baby dad and say, look, you can't stand me and I can't stand your black ass. But here's what we're going to do. For the sake of this child, I'm going to let you come get him Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday. The other days, he with me. Can we make that deal without the courts? Okay? This where you be grown at. This where it's time to get grown. Because what's happening is a lot of kitty shit getting the courts involved. Like, white man fix my shit. And the white man gonna fix you. You're gonna fix you all right. He gonna piss the nigga off. And now you got a stalk on your hand that might kill your ass, because you done threw the laws in his life. You see? When all you had to do was say, okay, I can't stand this nigga, but I had 2 children with him. I got to at least talk to him and work something out. That starts with the woman. You understand? So
That
the man
definitely
can't do
do.
that. Now, the man can mention it, but it's going to be up to the woman, if she got custody, to go and sleep on it and marinate and simmer on it and think about it. Okay? Then come back and say, okay, I heard what you said the other day at the park. I'm willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand you. I don't like the sight of you. You stink when you come around, and I just, you turn my stomach. I want to shoot you in your face. But I will let you come get Tyrone every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, right? And
So
then keep the
co-parenting
keep
is
the
a
laws out of it. That's what's fucking us up. We're getting the
so
laws
keeping it
involved.
so having a good co-parenting strategy and basically
Exactly.
keeping the government out your business. I'm all for keeping the government out your business as much as possible because all they're going to do is cut your baby in half, and nobody's going to be happy about or happy or satisfied with the situation. But one thing that my point of bringing this up wasn't for men to be okay with being stepfathers. It was more outside of being a stepfather. Like I said, there's teachers, there's coaches, there's mentors, there's after school programs that we do not have anymore. We don't have, well, we have them, it's just not a lot. One thing that I was talking to with another father at my job was the fact that our sons did not like football, did not like basketball, they didn't like none of that shit. What they did like was soccer. And one thing we did not have in Philly was a black soccer team. We don't even have soccer teams like that in Philly. So things of that nature, and having black men come to the forefront of that. Now, I'm like I said, I'm not over here trying to get everybody to be a stepfather. I just want you to do the next best thing and come help the community as far as that part. Like
Yeah.
and that's not, it's not asking for a lot. It's honestly all due diligence. I mean, every female in this community should give some nurturing side up to the first time moms and to some of the young women out here
Yeah. Yeah. The
that are
single
struggling
mothers, the
with
single mothers can create a daycare network amongst each other.
yeah, the single mothers could
To
create a
keep the
daycare
goddamn
network.
save that money. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, right. So I thought I'm thinking outside of the complaints and the dealings with the inner working of relationships. Let's work outside of that and then come inward. Now, yeah, I get the manosphere like to work inward, outward, but I'm more of an outward, inward person. I'm more of a, okay, I understand that black women spend a lot of money, but you like, okay, you need to save your money and buy access. I said, no, let her keep spending her fucking money, but spend it in my business now. So I could go to the next black man and go get his products, and that man could go to the next black man and get his products. Because if she's spending $1 billion, it ain't coming in our community. I'd rather that shit circle in our community 5 times than spend 5 minutes less in our community.
Facts.
Yeah. And see, I when I first jumped into the whole manosphere thing, watching channels and commenting on what people talking about, I was like, um, let's see who the business people in the crowd. Let's promote your business on these pages. It started out like that. Morphine, believe it or not, a couple of channels, pages on Facebook and YouTube were actually letting people promote their business, post their links and all that kind of stuff, right? That shit went away, I guess, because it wasn't enough likes or whatever. And it went to uh, like for instance, I give you an example, O'Shea Duke Jackson. He's like a TMZ now.
Yeah,
He all he is gossip. He ain't talking about shit. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even tune into that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And what Kevin Samuel was pointing out was he was headed in that direction. Because he was coming with the look, the debonair. You know, he had his faults. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't a total Kevin Samuels fan because I disagree with some of the stuff he was saying and how he uh, carried his torch because he had a fucked up background. He didn't own up to that, in my opinion. He should have just put it out there and said how he wasn't perfect and this, that, the third. So people wouldn't judge him so harshly, saying, you're good at two shoes, kid heels and shit, and you ain't better than me, stuff like that. So
Facts.
that's what I think caused a lot of backlash with him because he wasn't totally 100 with himself, and just put it out there, man. Look, you got divorced twice, you got a kid out there, you know, you're the definition of a fuck up, but you're trying to change, and he did. He changed. And right before our eyes, you know what I'm saying, with the clothing and the cologne and talking about subjects and bringing folks on and The dude was doing an upward scale. I really give him that. He was changing. So none of us are perfect. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was like. Yeah, this is progress in my opinion. That's why I think Kevin Samuels drew such a big crowd because he was he was he was a portraying um, success going toward upward mobility. You know what I'm saying? You notice Kevin Samuels' content wasn't bashing women. He was talking about both sides of how black men need to straighten up here, there, and the third. Black women need to straighten up here, there, and the third. And just speaking on the facts of economics and in relationships. Now, some of it was skewed, in my opinion, because it was like, okay, you can still be high value. You ain't got to have $1 million in your pocket.
Facts.
Okay. Because, I mean, you can be working at the pool hall or a mechanic and still be a high value man, in my opinion. Because it ain't about your money. It's about your character and who you are as a person. If you're a stand-up person, then you have value to me. If you're a motherfucker with a lot of money in your pocket, you an asshole, you ain't no high value. You an asshole with some money. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. So Kevin kind of put it out there a little bit, and it kind of, I think that was for likes and subs, because you got some airheads out there that think, yeah, man, you got money, yeah, you high value, and they follow that mantra, but they don't understand it comes from your personality and your character that makes you high value, not
I
your
mean,
wallet.
he broke that down. He broke it down between a high earner and a high value man, and they just ran with what they wanted to run with. But he did say this. I'm not a super duper Kevin Samuels fan, but I do respect the man and for his work and his talent and the things that he brought to YouTube, because he brought an algorithm that we all using today. Um, but he definitely did break it down, and he definitely did say, make 99 different disclaimers that people will use this shit for their own narrative, their own agenda.
That's true. That's why
Facts.
he said, don't use his stuff unless you contact him.
Yeah, yeah. That's a major reason why he said don't use my stuff unless you contact me. Get, because after a while you kind of get tired of people misquoting you
Right.
or using your stuff for their own rhetoric that has nothing to do with what you're trying to do.
And
And
see,
then you
that's why.
spend majority of your time, disproving that shit instead of, focusing on your message.
And see, that's why I said, a lot of those guys in those Kevin Samuel Facebook groups, not all of them, but the majority, right? They warp the message by allowing the hurt and pain and the
Right.
lust for negative attention of women
Yeah. You
to
notice
drive them.
you notice the shows that got the most views on Kevin Samuels was when he was blasting one of them females for something she might have said that was, out of order or just crazy, right?
Facts.
Like when the girl said that she just dated guys to dump them or something. So he went in on her. Yeah, it got a lot of views because you guys out there feeling that pain because she did them like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I'm like, see, if you've never been done like that, it don't bother you. So
It's
that's
not
how I
that
roll.
it's not that deep to you, because you got the armor to protect yourself from that. Where other guys, they
They wear their emotions on their sleeves.
that's your words. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that, not on this platform and not to my audiences. My audience is kind of the manosphere look. So I'm going to agree with you, but I ain't going to say that. I'm I'm going to say that they related to it. It was something they related to. It's something that they experience as well with this type of woman that is saying it, because it's not like women didn't call up the Kevin Samuels show that agreed with him, that wanted to elaborate on a lot of things that he was talking about. That he just didn't want to hear it half the fucking time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit out here and sugarcoat the shit because the man has passed away, but
Right.
a lot of the things that he wanted to put out there was exposing women that thought the opposite of what he's saying. And a lot of times in his shows, he said, I only want to talk to women that disagree with me. He really didn't want to talk
You're
to a
right.
lot of
'Cause
women,
he did have a disagreement show
yeah,
Yep.
that
that
agree
came
with
on
him.
every week.
But I want my viewers to understand that was his purpose. That's what his design was to be. It wasn't. It's not that it's wrong. It's not that it's evil. But you just gotta understand the fucking breaks. Like those were
Yeah.
the breaks.
Kevin
And
Kevin was good at starting the conversation.
I say starting contention. Like he was.
Well,
like
because
the
a lot of things he
controversy. Like
said,
he was Eminem. It would feel empty without him. Like this was the best job for him if he wanted to stir up controversy. But it wasn't bad controversy. It started conversations and got us where we are today to have these conversations. So to me, it's not about good. Was it good? What was it? Was it he was bashing women? And I'm like, no, he started out with men. He started out talking about men, and then he went on to his next project, which was women. He just got more recognition for women because that was a demand that was open, that was not tapped into.
Yeah, and see, he in a lot of ways he used it as a marketing tactic, right? It was a good
Absolutely, I
marketing
would have
tactic.
too. Shit, that was the
Yeah,
brilliance in him.
it was a good marketing tactic because what it did, it got some ladies thinking and understanding the philosophy. Now, when he had some women thank him for like, yo, you saved my relationship and stuff like that, that's when he really, yeah, that's when you saw that McLaurin, and he said Big Shirley can't get in that McLaurin. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So he did blow up with that, and I'm gonna put it to you like this too. And I know Morphine didn't know this, but really Kevin really did hold that Manosphere together, even though he said he wasn't a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
right.
They all rallied around him, and
He
now
started from it.
when he died, it was such a power vacuum, right? And actually before he died, it was the power struggle. Like, and I got to bring this up to JP. Like my two favorite boys, my two favorite frauds, Fresh and Fit.
You like Fresh and Fit? I do
I,
not like
I
Fresh and
said
Fit.
they're my two favorite frauds.
Favorite frauds. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Fresh and fraud. That's what I call them.
They're
yeah.
definitely fresh and fraud. I wanted to give them their props, just like I give Preach and Albert their props. I just can't because they contradict shows is too contradicting.
You know,
Well,
If I wanted to do if I wanted to do a show where I'm just exposing them,
and then
exposing them, they
to
gave
know
me
that
too much material to to work with. Like I don't like that. Don't give me too much material to expose you with, bruh.
yeah,
Well,
and
that
they try to be such alpha males. And then another thing I don't like about it is that the guy Fresh is the damn feds. You know, so yeah, no,
Oh yeah, heat them out. See, heat them
yeah.
out.
And I'm like, y'all tuning in, paying this motherfucker. What's wrong with y'all? Well, anyway,
it's
I want to say this about them, and I'm gonna let this shit go because I don't like giving people I don't like too much airtime. But I was riding with y'all Fresh and Fit. I really was. I ain't really like the women that you had on there because they were superficial chicks that you like to complain about, but you still want to fuck. You can't complain about the bait that you eating, bro, because you're eating it. But anyway, I stopped liking y'all and start despising y'all when y'all had the guy up there that was basically boisterous about graping white women. Now, I don't. I'm not really. I'm pro black. I'm just put like that. I'm pro black. I'm pro black. Everything. I think we are gods. I think we we are the shits. And we is the shit. If there was a plaque of who was the best race, I would have gave it to the black people. So but however, I still didn't like how he was, basically proud and bragging about how he was targeting white women and being very predatorish, and they were one man in them and had a boy in them, and I
see,
wish I
that's
was
what
with
I'm saying.
you when I was when you was doing this, and the world should be like that. And I'm like, hold the fuck up, you hold up, everything, rewind. Y'all will never be able to live this down. And not only did they did one show with this guy, they did two. So it's kind of solidified where they stand on a lot of situations. And they did have at least like three different shows about grape, and their stance on grape is just despicable.
I think Fresh and Fit is one of those immature shows, and there's a lot of uh, immaturity in these shows. Like O'Shea, he's immature to me. Um, it just is what it is.
I like O'Shea though.
Yeah, they might have some content that's dealing with tabloid shit, you know, and all that, and they get their views and stuff like that. But I just, when people give O'Shea the credit for being one of the OGs of the Manosphere, I can't accept that because he doing some oddball TMZ shit now. He ain't doing nothing about uplifting black men. Then plus, somebody exposed him as touching little girls over there in his country, and he got a charge on him. He got a case on him for that. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
He, you know what I'm saying? I don't like when motherfuckers give respect to motherfuckers who ain't got that legit resume. You know what I'm saying? Legit resume. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about some motherfucker that ain't on nobody paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Or ain't or whatever they did, it's light shit. It ain't or some shit that they took on their own, and it wasn't no pedophilic bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because prisoners, they don't play with that. You know what I'm saying? You touching kids, you gonna get fucked up going if you go to prison. You know
Let's
what
see
I'm
your. Let's
saying?
see. Let's see your.
Now if you sell dope, that's different. But what I'm trying to say is, we all make choices, and I'm saying I can't look at somebody like that and say that's the OG of the Manosphere because this guy gave him props, that guy gave him props. Nah. Y'all motherfuckers need to give me some props. Hey, yo, I was married 25 plus years until my wife passed away in 2015. Shit, only charge I ever had was, well, I ain't gonna talk about that. That's business
Yeah,
I
that's
did.
a.
I almost slipped on that. Fuck
Yeah, yeah.
that.
Save that for the Ratchet show. You know what
You
I'm
know what
saying?
I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to Ratchet. But now, I'm just saying, man, that's why it's the Rantosphere to me. It ain't the Manosphere no more, Craig. It's the Rantosphere. It's not. It's a place to go. You think it like this. It's a virtual man cave.
Right.
Motherfuckers just hanging out, talking shit, drinking, smoking, bitching about women, showing pictures of other women that they buying some pussy from, and shit like that. It ain't no area of, man, let me go over here and I might connect with this guy. He has a yacht. I might want to throw a party on that motherfucker and film it for my channel. How can I get in? That's what I'm talking about. Because I know it's some motherfuckers with some money and some power in this damn thing. But they don't act like it. What they're doing is they're just tuning in to YouTube University and just tuning in and watching some motherfucking TMZ shit.
And see, check this out. Check this out. Okay, like remember, you know, if you notice, like people like what the Four Horsemen. I forgot that big muscular dude about my age. You got Steph is Cold, AMS, mediocre tutorial, right? Obsidian. You know, they're getting weeded out if you notice that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
They
Shout out to Obsidian. I like him.
yeah, they're getting. I noticed that they're getting weeded out because of the new school. You see what I'm saying? The whiners, the
I think
ranters.
AMS and AMS started. He started saying that he leaning more towards Kevin Samuel's ideology. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He dressing up more, and yeah. But bashing the women, talking now. He don't really bash them. He talks about how to score. He more
yeah.
on that. He more on
How to
fuck.
score and how to be on your purpose.
Yeah, that's AMS right there. That's why I like him. He focuses on that. He's just getting your money, get some pussy. He ain't thinking about talking about women, bashing them. I mean, come on. That's that Minister Jack shit. Now when he first came out, I checked this channel and I was like, okay. He got a couple, kind of hilarious with the little church piano and shit. But then as it went on, I'm like, damn, every fucking show this nigga is dogging out. Yeah, we got hood boogers. We understand that. We got people in the community that ain't doing so well with their lives. Let's not focus on that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a part of the Manosphere, let's talk about this shit from a upliftment. Why we got a chance? Why this motherfucker still free? Why we can still reach each other? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about. Why we fucking around playing gossip? You know what I'm saying? Just to
yeah.
get likes and views, and it turns into money. I agree, but damn, why can't we have some shit that's gonna help us get somewhere, just in case this shit gets shut down?
Right,
Facts.
because at the same time, we're not really doing anything different than what Black feminists has done.
Yeah,
All we doing is making money off of each other's misery, and that's not always the best thing for the Black
so
community. And it
the
it
internet
turns
ain't nothing but a
everybody
digital
to
source
dead.
magazine right now.
Huh?
The YouTube, the Black Manosphere ain't nothing but a digital source magazine right now. You know,
Yep.
Well, yeah,
motherfuckers just it's bullshit, right? It's just talking about just
And
nothing.
see, and see, one thing about the Black Manosphere, that's why I was trying to, and I'm glad you on here, JP. So Morphine can hear, right? And one thing about it, right? What destroyed the Black Manosphere? This is why Kevin separated himself, because they all had to be on their own small island and trade amongst themselves. They all had circles. You know what I'm saying? So what killed it is the jealousy between the guys. You see what I'm saying? The inward wars, you know?
Yeah.
And that was, I mean, if a lot of those wars got out to the public, and then some of them did, y'all, I mean, like, I'm telling you, Morphine would look at things differently. A lot of ladies would look at things totally differently. Like, yo, these are awesome little angry little boys, you know? Because, like, my two favorite frauds, Fresh and Fit, right? And I still watch their show from time to time. You know what I'm saying?
Same here. Same here.
They showed me how to be a lame with some money.
Right.
And, you know, they had that sensitive little DJ, had him on the show. They had my boy and Morphine's best friend, Tommy Sotomayor, on the
That is not
show.
my guy. Me and Tommy do not get along. We don't get along at all. We had some bad encounters with each other. It's just no.
He did a show about it, JP. He did a show.
Okay.
And
He had to pay me for that show too. Shout out to him.
so it you know, but
Thank you
when
for
I
the money, Tommy, and went to my kids' tuition.
so check it, right? The killer thing was when it come down to it, right? The jealousy and the inward wars, right? I've seen black men show a horrible, horrible, and venomous jealousy towards each other. You know what I'm saying? Just for no reason, just straight out the blue. I mean, AMS talked about it, man. He talked about it. He said it's just disgusting. He did a whole video about it, you know? And I gotta give it, I forgot who said it, but when he broke out and said it, you know, they immediately canceled him. He did say it is a older versus younger issue within the black manosphere. And because of that, you have those who can't get a passport. You have those who can get one. You have those who can get the women here. You have the ones who can't get it and stuff like that. And that dude immediately got canceled. You know what I'm saying? And another brother did a video about it, and he said, because this dude got canceled, this shows that the manosphere, the black manosphere, don't have that long. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna become complaining, whining, and crying all day about women, which, you know, that's what it's slowly becoming. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, and you know, to your point, man, it needs to get away from this damn Rantosphere. You know, it needs to really continue to grow. You know, I'm seeing,
Facts.
I'm seeing guys trying to have shows talking about red pill is dead and what killed the manosphere and stuff. I'm like, it's not dead or killed, and then it's still a viable ideology. You know what I'm saying? Because men, you know, to be honest, going back to my point when we first started off, men have to be the ones to lead society. You know what I'm saying? And as black men, we got to get out of this rut. We got to get out of this rut of. I think black men are starting to play the victim card. You know,
Facts.
and
Yeah, we are.
running in the victim Olympics, and it's like, nah, ain't no need for that. You know, we should be tired of making excuses. Men, black men, we should really be tired of making excuses. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say going forward with 23 and beyond, when them shows, if them guys ain't talking about something that's going forward, man, you know, I'm starting to block these motherfuckers, man. I just unsubscribe to them, just, you know, because it's like it ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? What good is, okay, check this out. Okay, Ja Morant just went through some shit, right?
Yeah.
What sense does it
And hold on. And for those who do not know, who do not watch basketball, Ja Morant plays for the I'm gonna say Minnesota. He plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's a star player. He's a star player. You know, Google him, you'll see exactly what we're talking about. But go ahead, JP.
now? He got some shit. What sense does it make that damn near every black channel, if you go out on YouTube, they doing an expose on that shit? Why? You know what I'm saying? That don't make no sense. It's like, okay, what is this? We sensationalize bullshit. But the kid who just graduated with all A's, we don't even know his fucking name. You know what I'm saying? That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's what we stuck in a rut. as a people. We sit up and glorify bullshit constantly. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is damn near dying because motherfuckers ain't rapping no more.
Right.
And, you know, I gotta do this. I gotta give a shout out to the honorable Elijah Ratchet Craig. You know what I'm saying? You know, he said this to me one time, right? And it kind of, you know, showed me the psychology of the ratchetness that he and why he is the way he is. He told me when he got out of prison, right? You know, because somebody named Ratchet Craig, you know, they ass went to prison. But anyway, but but when he got out of prison, right, he said everybody threw a party for him, right? Everybody named Mama, the whole streets. I mean, you know, JP, you've been down to Memphis. You know how that
Yeah,
culture is down there.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, him being in that life. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But then when he went to college, he got his bachelor's. Nobody threw a party for him. Nobody cared. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. And he said it fucked with him. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
She was extreme.
Yeah, I bet because that that that's the culture. It's like, wait a minute, you'll throw a party, and then sometimes people get parties before they go to prison.
Facts.
Now he come out of prison. Okay, yeah, you threw me a party. All right, now I'm finna go get my college degree. You niggas don't show up. It's like, yeah, that's supposed to fuck with me. It's like, wait a minute, come on. When I really do something, you motherfuckers ain't around, right? But just coming out of jail, it's like, damn, y'all done baked cakes, threw a party, started a GoFundMe and everything. You know, we got to get off that, man. It's like, come on, man. When we gonna step this shit up, man? I'm tired of this bullshit. You know, I'm from Jackson, Mississippi, the poorest motherfucking state in the union. You know what I'm saying? And I carry that motherfucking flag proudly. The motherfuckers is poverty stricken down there. You understand me, man?
It's horrible. Woo!
Horrible, nigga. When I say you, horrible, you know, HARR bull. That shit is horrible down there, man. When I tell you that shit is bad, you don't want to live down there, man.
Yeah. Now I know I got kinfolk down there, man. And when I drive my truck through there, man, hey, you know what? I go 78 miles an hour all the way through. All the way through.
Right.
Cause
Jackson to
yeah, and but see, check this out, right? Um, going back to the whole, and I got to get on the Tommy thing too, right? I got to get on the Tommy thing, but I'm gonna focus on the fresh and fit thing right here, right? Now check it out. With fresh and fit, right? Lames with money. Kevin said it. If you are awkward and antisocial, you ain't gonna get no woman. It doesn't matter how much money you got, what type of car you got. AMS said it too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I said it too.
Yeah, you said it also. You know, you can have a Hellcat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, hey JP, you got on me about it when I got mine. You were like, man, that don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But you know, see, unlike them, you know, see, I evolve. You know what I'm saying? So, but check it. One thing that they did, right? See, their shows, especially like Fresh and Fit, their shows is about, you know, in a lot of ways, telling a woman they don't need that woman, but then trying to show that woman that they don't need, just like Morphine said, that they are the top 3% of men that's 6'3" and making this amount of money and stuff like that. Because like one thing about their package and their deal, they got attacked by Abba and Preach, right? You know, it's another one of Morphine's connects, you know, about their how to be a player care pair package. You know what I'm saying? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
They pay,
I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm here.
they pay like what? It was like what? $600 for the package to teach you how
Yeah.
to become taller and stronger and shit. You know what I'm saying?
You get me $600. I could show you how you could become fresh and fit as well and get all these bad bitches that we keep talking shit about, that we really want to pump and dump, and more shit and more vulgar things. And I just want to say to these women, after you watch this man show, and basically he says he's gonna like treat you like shit, and he meets up with you and does the totally fucking opposite. How come y'all don't expose these motherfuckers for doing that shit? Because I understand Fresh and Fit got their own remedy, and they got the medicine and the antidote and the cure. But I guarantee you, he do not act like this, Gucci. He don't. He probably don't. Right? Like, you know what, baby? You can have whatever you like,
I,
especially
I
if she
think
cute.
I think Fresh and Fit. I think Fresh and Fit are fraudulent in that I think they're both simps.
Super
Uh,
simps.
they
I
before
think they,
they before they got a a whiff of the manosphere and red pillness, they were um, they were the ones putting flowers all over the bed, going down through the hallway. That's them guys, and buying cakes and pies and shopping sprees and getting torn apart at the in the end when it gets heartbroken. You know what I'm saying? That's what those two guys remind me of. They don't remind me of guys that have weathered the storm of women. Dealing with all kinds of women and still having a composure of a real man. Because when you be on there yelling and pointing fingers and cussing them down and Fresh really get hard on them. It's like, dude, do you really have to just like you want to see them cry in front of you? Or what are you trying to do? You know what I'm saying? It's just too much. It's like the approach is whack to me.
And,
It's
and,
like,
and you know the killer part, the dude who was getting him those women, right? He said, "Man, yell at me, bro, yell at me." What Fit do? He got his gun.
sure did.
He
Yeah,
got,
yeah, yeah. You're right, because it's like, okay, I only watched the ones that I really like. The one with Andrew Tate on there, and I think Tommy Sotomayor was on there, and I saw the one with academics, and then I think I saw a couple others. I think it was one where it was a bunch of girls, and one girl got booted out of there. Now that was cool that that how that happened, but on a regular basis, it seems like Fresh, is it Fresh or Fit?
see,
The tall
see,
one
fresh the
with
short
the
one,
bald
Fit's
spot.
the tall one.
The tall one. Fit is the tall one. Okay, the athlete guy. Okay, the FBI guy. Okay, him. So Fit, when he yelling and pointing fingers and when they say, "Oh, kick her out of there," Frank Castle and all that. Yeah, to me, what are you achieving here? Yeah, okay, that's why I call them grifters, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not beneficial. You're not really beneficial to the manosphere. You're just somebody that's getting money off a little niche that a lot of goofies like to watch and pay you for, kicking
Right.
girls out, talking shit to girls. What kind of show is this, bro? You know what'd be dope? If Fresh and Fit. Now, I hope they steal this idea, motherfuckers. Check this out. And if you do steal it, motherfucker, I'm gonna come after your ass. Now check it out. But anyway, check it out. The motherfuckers, it'd be dope if they had, because they rented out floors. They rented out a floor in the hotel or wherever they stay, right? And they had a balcony on that motherfucker. Why not have a Fresh and Fit show to where you have uh you call it late night with Fresh and Fit, and then you invite all those girls up there, and y'all just having drinks, standing around talking to each other, mingling, and then y'all invite some of your guests, some of your male guests like Andrew Tate and others to come there and meet some of the women just hanging out and talking, and just had a cameraman walking around watching y'all mix and mingle. Why the show got to be this motherfucking interrogation? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
A
I
lot of these
mean,
I think the
motherfuckers, they
show, I
formula
think
be
the
fucked up.
show gotta be an interrogation because of the incels that is watching them. Like, not calling all their viewers incels, but the incels that's watching it, they don't get to walk up to the next prettiest or gorgeous woman and tell them you ain't and your breath stink and your coochie stank and your mama ain't shit and your daddy ain't shit and
But
your auntie
Morphine,
stink.
see what you just
They don't
said.
get to do that in real life. So Fresh and Fit is living out their fantasies.
That's what it
facts.
is. That's what it is. They want to get off on bashing women instead of, man. Do you know that you can catch more flies with honey than salt? Come on, bro. If y'all rearrange this room, put that Fresh and Fit logo on the floor to where and flash some lights down on that motherfucker, make it like a dance floor, and then have all those women up there, and y'all just standing around with drinks and finger sandwiches and shit, and it's just a vibe with a DJ spinning records. That's better, you know, than to be sitting at a round table and you blasting women on all they fuck ups they ever did. I'm like, come on, man. That shit is not fun to watch.
It's really not. I mean, really, to be honest
Maybe I
with you,
need to do that shit.
it
Maybe I
just
need to
get.
throw a soiree like that. You know what I'm saying? Just film that shit and let the cameraman walk around, filming folks mixing and mingling, holding up their drinks and shit, looking fly and clean and shit. It's a vibe and motherfuckers ain't fighting and shit. Maybe I need to do that shit.
Yeah, and see, check it out. I like Andrew Tate a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But you notice when Tate was on their show, right? And I think the dude with the dreads who got the girl for a Fresh and Fit, he was telling on him, right? He said, you notice when Tate was there, right? All them girls was up, getting all close to him and stuff like that. And Fresh was getting all jealous and stuff like that. You notice that if you go back and look at them episodes, you know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
see,
First
Andrew
of
ain't
all,
did
cause
that.
Tate know it's gorgeous women around him, and he ain't gonna say but too much because he trying his little, wet. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like
But
Tate
see,
ain't.
Yeah.
but
Plus he a
what I'm pointing,
millionaire, you know?
what I'm pointing out was, right, he ain't been back. DJ Academic little soft ass been back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think
You
Andrew
ain't
Tate probably
going
kind
back
of
to
felt some
that.
kind of way about them dudes too.
First of
Yeah,
all, I like Andrew Tate. Shout out to him. He ain't
yeah,
going back there. He had to make his appearance because got to show love to the people.
yeah.
But
But it,
I don't want to go back neither.
yeah, because it was, see, it's just like what the brother said, the animosity. You see what I'm saying? And then, when they picked the fight with Abba and Preach, and they got killed by them and they got kicked out the Manosphere. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And they were the first ones of a major platform to be kicked out of the Manosphere.
yeah,
They were unred pilled. They
yeah,
was just low level niggas, low
yeah,
hanging fruit.
yeah. And see, they to me, it's all about the formula. You know what I'm saying? That's why on my channel, you notice I'm trying to go some places, different places, man. Check to where you catch me in different places. Like I said, I might do that motherfucking soiree and invite y'all motherfuckers, and we just do that shit. Just have a little vibe. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen that on YouTube yet. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I ain't seen that from the Manosphere.
Yeah. Nah, it just a lot of people no, JP, you know what I got coming down the pipe, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta, I gotta do things totally
For
differently.
sure, for sure.
So I'm gonna have the opportunity where I can travel and do some things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be in Boom, I'll be in Austin when you at, in Philly where Morphine at, Memphis where Ratchet at, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things I would do too, right? Just to get that, because one thing about it, right, and especially in the manosphere, like if you're an icon, right, if you're giving out content, people want to see your development and your evolution. You see what I'm saying? Um, One person I did like that they, in a lot of ways, like he fell off was Style OG. You know what I'm saying? And even though he didn't really get into the whole like women are this, women are that, he did tell men, yo, you wear this, you put this on, you put
Yeah, I like Style OG.
yeah.
I,
And
I
matter of
like him
fact,
because he's very he's very to the point. He give you he give you expensive ideas. He give you some cheap ideas. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And he stick to style. That's his thing,
exactly.
and that's really that's what I'm talking about. That part of the manosphere, he got that. He carving out that part that we need. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
We need him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because he has, to me, I think he has a really good channel. I got
And
to
see,
shout out to the Style OG if you listen.
yeah, and see, that's the thing, and that's another thing too, right? That's the woman bashing stuff. I mean, yeah, you got some black women that do some crazy stuff, and not just black women in general. They do some crazy stuff, but that's
Like
not what it's
Cynthia G.
all about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's not what it's all about. But when you have these individuals, like I, I gotta find this video. I gotta give it to Morphine, right? And I'm gonna give it to you too, JP. It was this guy. He was on I forgot the girl's name, but she's from the islands, and she's a singer. You know what I'm saying? She be having these little, these little chats and stuff like that. She do the same thing, just like Kendra G. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Okay.
But it was this dude, and he was a buck tooth, ugly, dark, with 4-eyed, greasy looking little gremlin little boy. You know what I'm saying? He looked
Damn,
horrible, but
greasy
yeah, he
little
was
boy.
greasy. Hey, Morphine, you would look at this dude, you like, boy, that boy look like a dang corn fritter or something like that. He look like, I don't know if you got that in Philly, but he look like some goddamn he look like some fried ice cream or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's how greasy he was. You know what I'm saying?
And fried ice cream.
Yeah, fried ice cream or something. But the dude, you know, he got on there with a fine girl. She was real fine. She was a New Yorker, so she had a little strong little accent. And the dude immediately did the Kevin Samuels. He's like, and his little nerdy voice, "You're a 4. I wouldn't deal with you." And then she got mad because he was supposed to talk to her and stuff like this. She got mad, so she started ripping on him. She just started scoring at him. Boy, you so greasy. You didn't even want to, she was just ripping on him. He was just laughing like he got a hard on. Like, I said, this weirdo. Like, if you,
some people, Mr. Charming, have a degradation kink.
that's the thing. A lot of those guys.
What'd you say, Morphine?
I said a lot of those, a lot of people, not just those guys, but a lot of people have a degradation kink. They like to get
Degraded,
disrespected and degraded.
But see,
like a fetish.
That's the thing. That's the thing, right? If you looked at them, you would have smelled the nerdy virgin spirit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the nerdy virgin spirit.
Hey, I feel attacked.
A lot of the man, hey, we ain't finna. You cannot say that.
The nerdy virgin spirit.
Yeah. So,
wait. I ain't hear the virgin part. Continue.
But see, check this out. Check it. So, the dude, if a lot of these guys like that, right, who be on there, who be attacking on the women, and some of the guys can tell, they get a kick off of that. You know what I'm saying? The negative attention from women. It's like they enjoy it, And when you see that and you be around it, that's why I told you, Morphine. I said, I know you get content from them sometime. I know they give you ideas, but when you be around some of them dudes, you just fueling the fire,
Oh, I know I'm fueling the fire. First of all, I ain't fueling the fire. I'm over there throwing propane on that fire. Like I ain't doing nothing but stirring shit up and making it hotter in the damn hell. Like
I feel you, but see what I'm saying is, of course, those guys, they'll never evolve. They'll never.
That's what's got. See, there you go. We get into it. That, like I said, from the very beginning, man, we gotta get past. We gotta evolve, man.
And see, they are, and that's the thing with JP said too. They are those guys who just bash women all day, because
they ain't used to women. They not used to them.
Yeah.
When you used to women, you don't act like that. You ain't gotta get on your soapbox. You really ain't gotta do it. You just state the facts and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? And let it resonate organically. You know what I'm saying? Don't be just pointing and yelling and y'all ain't shit, this, that, and the third. When really, men, come on, man, we ain't shit either. You know what I'm saying?
See, I say that a lot of times in the big groups, in the big chats, a lot of my comments, because I do hashtag my comments so people could, my posts so people could go back and look at my posts, because the biggest thing in these big groups is that Black women come in there to cause chaos, but a lot of the posts that I post is sexless. It's a lot of, we got too many enemies as Black people to be fighting each other and having a gender war. We don't have room to have a gender war right now. Like the way these politics is going, how 2020 went, how 2021 went, I don't think we got room to have a gender war right now. I think a gender war is distracting from the war that's ahead.
You know what's gonna
So,
conquer the gender war? The only way the gender war is gonna cease to exist, Morphine. Now you and your fellow women out there might get upset with this one, but y'all gonna have to come up under the leadership of men. All this I don't need no man shit. Y'all gonna have to cut that out, because at the end of the day, when the thunderstorms start coming, you're gonna need a man. And if you don't believe it, you can watch some of it, because Hollywood put it out there for y'all time. Watch some of these movies about these things that be happening to where the man has to step up and protect. Okay, that shit is what they're doing is they're playing off real life. Okay, so the woman is not gonna. We all know if a burglar came through that door right now, a woman would prefer that a man stepped up and took care of that than her trying to take care of that, because her first instinct is to hide. Because the thing, like I said at the beginning, women seek protection. They don't seek to be the aggressor. They're not the aggressor. So when I see women out here trying to be men, you know what I'm talking about? That kind of shit. That's to me, that's out of order because the man is supposed to rock that role. Okay, the woman, her whole job is to seek protection and be safe so she can nurture and grow. Okay, that's what a woman is. You know,
See, I got a
she's
different.
like that fresh soil in the pot, right? And then the guy is the seed that's sprinkled down in there, and it crack open and start growing down toward the bottom. You see how you can look through the microscope and see how the tentacles of the seed growing out, spreading out in the soil.
And see,
That's how I look at man and woman,
and
a
see, and
I
pot
see,
of
don't look at
soil.
man and woman like that. I don't look at them like that at all. I don't look at them from an equal standpoint neither. But I don't think that. First of all, I think women are the most violent human people. I mean, violent humans on this motherfucking earth. I don't. I understand that men think that they're more volatile, but I kind of think women are more volatile. We have it. We have an innate instinct of survival that men just don't have. By hook or crook, we gonna survive. It's in us to want to survive. Our self preservation is so fucking real. So when it comes down to the theorem of someone breaking in my home, and my instinct is not to hide. That's honestly, I'm just being honest with you. I know a lot of women won't really fess up to this, but my instinct is not to hide. My instinct is to fight. It just is. It is. It comes from how I was raised. It comes from being coming from Masons and Eastern Stars. So uh, uh, I can't say that my instance is to hide. Hide
I
from what?
understand that. Then that's
You
and
know,
that's
because you're the first defense and I'm the second defense. Now, say we in a crib, hypothetically. Say we in a house, right? House got a front door, house got a back door. If he's going towards the front door, then I should be going towards the back door. If he's watching my 9, I gotta watch his 6.
yeah, I agree with that. But what I'm saying is overall, okay, because the woman, like you, the woman is the future of man. So what I mean by that is, um, the human race cannot continue without women, right? So it is important that that vessel is kept safe. So the man would expect you to go hide while he take care of the burglar. He's not expecting you to watch his 6. He's expecting you to get down, get low, hide under them covers, get under the bed, something while he take care of it. And if he don't take care of it, at least you're in a safe spot to where the burglar might think it ain't nobody else in the house, right? Now, if you're up with him, trying to blaze glory with him and shoot with him, that would be your choice. But overall, what I'm saying is women as a whole would want to try to hide somewhere, get down, get safe, go get in them. That's why you have in newer homes, they're building what's called a panic room inside the master. So when burglars start to break in, it's a movie about it. Burglars start to break in, you go hide in the panic room, and it's like a vault. And that movie was all about women being safe because I think it was one of those Jodie Foster movies. I think she was in it, and it's white folks. It's a white folk type movie, but you ought to watch it. It's a suspenseful type of movie to where they was out and they came home and a burglar came. Some burglars tried to get in the house. Some burglars did get in the house and they hid in the panic room and ended up. I don't want to tell the whole story, but it's a good movie actually. It's a good movie.
I see. I seen a movie called The Panic Room, and I remember how it ended. They wanted the ball having to come out the fucking panic room and fight eventually. So my thing is,
That's
my
right.
thing, I'd rather. I'm not into teaching women how to be docile. We in 2023,
It's not
and right
about
now in
it's not
America,
about being docile.
is exactly what you disclaimed is being docile. So one thing that a lot of Americans is doing right now, especially with the right to bear arms, they, you got Caucasians, right? They teach their children how to shoot, their toddlers how to shoot, their grandmama how to shoot, their mama how to shoot. Everybody got a gun in the damn house. With black folks, we're the only ones that's still trying to portray this duck and hide, shuck and jive type, stance when it comes down to a woman's role and a man's role. And honestly, brother, that shit is just a power struggle. You got the power. You were born with it. As a black man, you got it. There's nothing I could give up to give you more power or make you feel like you got more power. You got it already. So you're born with it. But me being able to help you protect us shouldn't take you away from your manhood. Shouldn't take away from my fucking feminine.
No,
I mean,
I'm
being
not.
feminine.
I'm not against
Or
that at
not
all.
saying
Cause
that's what you're saying. Not saying that's
yeah,
what you're saying.
I'm
I'm
not.
just
Yeah,
putting
I'm not against that at all. Because I take my daughter
I,
to the gun range with me.
I'm just putting it out there. Now I'm not saying that she's supposed to jump up with you and go to the same spot. Like I said, if you're running towards the front door, she's at least supposed to be having eyes on the back door and not hiding in the closet. That's not helpful to us.
Well,
That's not helpful.
if she's hiding in the closet, with an AR.
What's the point of hiding in a closet with an AR if you got an AR, honey? That's
because
counterproductive.
because that because again because just like on a chessboard, the queen is not out front. You know what I'm saying? She should be able to move. She moves all over the board. You know what I'm saying? But she's not out front. You know the ones that's out front? The pawns, the rooks, okay, the horsemen. Those are the ones out front. Okay, the queen's supposed to stay back and listen to the king. And at last resort, does the queen start moving? If you know how to play chess, the queen, she don't move around until it's necessary. You understand? So look at it like that from a chessboard standpoint. If she's in the closet with an AR and the criminals get past me, now she knows if he turn that corner and he ain't got on the t-shirt that I know that my husband had on, whatever, I'm letting off this AR, right? Now you in the game and you are part of the play. You're not being docile. See, it's a chess move. It's not. I don't need the woman on right next to me like Private Ryan. You know what I'm saying? No, I need you to fall back, get cocked and ready. So if they get past me, now you open fire. You the last line of defense, like you said. Women gonna do whatever it takes to survive. You the last line between them and the safe. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm putting you by my money like a chess move. I'm gonna move you back here with the AR. You stand here with the baby in the closet, down in the closet under these clothes. Just throw these clothes on top of you so they won't think you under there. And you got the AR, right? And I'm fighting their ass out front. You hearing gunshots and all that kind of shit, and they fuck around and kill me. And then you don't. And then what you're doing is you're waiting, and you know how I move in the house, right? If I turn that corner in a manner that's not copacetic with how you know how I come around that corner, you open fire because you're like, that's not my husband. Bah, 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 bah. You know what I'm saying? And there it is. That's how you do that. Now, if they get you in the closet, then okay, everybody dead, and we're just reuniting heaven and say high five, job well done. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And
I
they just
mean,
get the money.
combat wise, it just doesn't seem like the best idea because you put her in a place where she has no exits. But that's just combat wise, I've been around a lot of militants. I ain't militant, but I've been around. My whole family is militants. It just didn't sound like a good plan to put the kids, maybe. But then again, I don't even think that it's good to put the kids in there. I'll say this. Just like we practice fire drills, we should be practicing these things in the home as well.
That's right.
Safety
I agree with
routes
that.
for the kids to get out the house and line of defenses of how you want your family to be placed.
I agree with that. I agree with
However
that.
that may look like the woman's in the closet, or it might look like she at the back door. I don't know. I ain't care. I ain't here to police your life. So I would just say practice these things and learn. If women supposed to be a quote unquote helpmate, learn how to utilize your the people on your team, brothers. You're not Superman. You're just not. I don't care how the statistics in the world and society try to paint you as Superman. You're not Superman. You can't do it all. You can't be everywhere at one place. And then we got to stop thinking about in these hypotheticals that it's one person robbing you. 9 times out of 10, when a house get invaded, it's multiple people. That's why I said it's really not a great idea to hide in the closet. It's just really not a great idea to hide anywhere. It's not. You might want to stand and make a defense for your home instead of chucking it hot. in 2023, it's just not the best thing. A lot of people that high die. Like your success rate is not really high. And even in self-defense classes or oh, shit, I want to say when the alarm guy is installing an alarm, he actually tells you these things. So fellas, definitely start having it's one thing to lead a woman, and I'm always going to be one of these women that's going to be like, yo, listen, I'd rather men teach me how to defend myself than be sitting there waiting for him to defend me. You get what I'm saying? If you're a sharpshooter, baby, teach me how to sharpshoot. Like
Definitely.
help me help myself, okay?
Okay,
So,
all right. So let's put that to the test. Okay, all right. What type of gun you want right now? What you need?
well, first of all, I gotta get over my phobia. But if I
I'll
had a
see.
choice to have a gun, I would definitely take a Bambi hunter. What do they call a rifle?
Oh, see, yeah, you know your goddamn, and you got a phobia. Yeah, you gotta hide in the fucking panic room. Fucking up.
I got a phobia. I'm getting over this phobia. I'm going to therapy for it.
All
so
right.
so so you gotta get over that first
Yeah, I gotta get over that.
before you start saying I gotta be on the front lines with my man. We
But
gotta
that's
be
me
real.
personally. I'm
I know,
talking
but
to
we gotta be realistic about it.
I'm
Would you
talking to generally.
in
I'm one person. I am the exception to the rule.
okay? But what I'm saying is, as a whole, when a burglar comes through the door, usually, I ain't saying all the time, the people who are in the house don't have a clear shot to get out the back door or exit. They usually run to the rooms, usually, because for a criminal that's coming into a house, they don't know the layout, but the people that live there do. So when you run to the rooms, it takes the burglar some time to figure out where stuff is or where the money could be or where the master and all that kind of shit. So that's why I say people run to the rooms. And that's just all I want to say about that. But that's how I'm thinking from a strategic military, like home invasion scenario, is that you want, logically. I'm just saying, everybody ain't like this. Like you said, you ain't like this, but this just I can say for me and maybe some other guys out there that logically you want your woman to go hide with the kids, get safe. All right, logically, you don't want to say, all right, go grab our guns. We're going out like Bonnie and Clyde. Logically, now if you're a man that has the type of weapon that can hold off a few brothers coming through the door, I ain't talking about no pea shooter. I'm talking about something that can lay it down. Then you don't need your gal next to you. You got enough right there. Okay, because an AK will make a lot of motherfuckers turn and run. Okay, so you don't need a lot to ward off 5 motherfuckers. Because as you notice, you watch some of these videos, as you notice, a lot of them when they shooting their gun, they ducking and shit like they ain't even aiming at nothing. They just pew 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 pew, like they
Bad
on a
aim.
video game.
Bad aim.
They're not even accurate with it.
Don't even have no good. They don't even understand the recoil of the type of gun they got. You know what I'm
Right?
saying?
Yeah. Be aiming sideways. Come on, man. It's like you ain't hitting nothing. So that's just me. But what I'm saying is back to this Manosphere, Rantosphere stuff. This it's gonna have to grow, Craig. It's got to grow from here. It can't be this it constant. Let's get on women. You know what I'm saying? Look, like I said, you catch more flies with honey than salt. How you gonna sit up and bash women and not offer solutions at the same time, or try to show them the love that maybe they're missing, to help them come off that cliff, if that's the case. That's
And
how I
see,
see it.
and see. All right, I gotta do this. It goes back to like my favorite inspiration, Tommy Sotomayor. You know what
No,
I'm saying? My hero.
I like Tommy, man.
But
I
y'all
see,
like
like
Tommy.
it? I don't like
When he
Tommy.
first when he first got out there, he was real harsh on women, black women.
but see,
But
I'm a
he was on the hood boogers. He wasn't really on the
yeah, that was his favorite
yeah.
thing. But see,
Yeah.
this is like Like, I ain't gonna
Did
lie,
he
I
get
laughed at a lot
banned?
of his stuff. I laughed at a lot of his stuff, right?
Did he get banned?
Like,
Yeah, he did get banged because he was doing a lot of
I ain't
suspect
seen
shit.
him on YouTube in a while.
He got banged. He was doing a lot of suspect stuff.
let's see, I gotta say this, right? When he was on Fresh and Fit, right, and had that girl, and he got into a fight with that girl, right? Now, Tommy gave this great sermon, right? Showed how much decorum he had and everything, but it all went down the drain with that girl that he paid to sleep with. You know what I'm saying? Or supposedly, I don't know, however the story
Yeah,
goes.
I don't even know the story behind that.
But he always threw hands. He was throwing hands with her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
And see,
So he paid to have sex with her, and they end up not having sex. They got to fight.
like his friends or something, like, I don't know. It was something like this. It was funny. You know what I'm saying? But it was on Fresh and Fit, right? And the two simps, they just looked. You know what I'm saying? But it showed me, you know what I'm saying, where, because I still say to this day, Tommy Sotomayor, he hate women. I don't give a fuck. He hate women like a motherfucker. I mean, like, I say that with a passion. That's a nigga that
But
hate
I
women.
thought he was married.
I mean, nah, man. Nah,
So the house he had that he was filming from in Arizona, he wasn't married.
shit, I don't know, man. I mean, like, what lady want to be married to that? You know what I'm saying?
But do you remember that when he was filming from that house?
I do. Yeah, he had all TV screens and stuff like that.
Yeah,
In the
that
back.
was Arizona, wasn't it?
I think it was, but I one thing about I look at how Tommy act and how he flipped. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And a lot of times, because like I put it to you like this: you got some of these dudes, they'll come on, right? They would talk the good game, right? Try to mimic Kevin, because he was before Kevin, and he had his own little lane and how you do it, right? And then when it's a woman, they try to throw hands like how Tommy did. Now, a lot of folks laughed at him because of that, right? And they said he's very hypocritical. Now, we talked about how you got, certain men, they have to control themselves. You see what I'm saying? Disrespect is disrespect, but how Andrew Tate did it, how Kevin did it, how many others who were smooth AMS, you know what I'm saying? They diffused the situation before it became an issue. But Tommy, he pushed it. You see what I'm saying? And and that's a lot of
Because
guys.
there was a debate that Kevin Samuels got a lot of his talking points from Tommy.
Yeah, because he was before him. You know what I'm saying? But what made Kevin more successful than Tommy? Number one, his decorum. Number two, his professionalism. Number three, his ability to conversate. And number four, his ability to control himself. You see what I'm saying? Tommy was just too wild. And you got a lot of these guys, they'll watch Tommy Sotomayor because, they wanted him to put the crown on since Kevin passed. They'll watch him and then they model themselves after him. And that's where you have a lot of the dudes on the internet who act crazy. You know what I'm saying? Going back and forth. I mean, it's a lot of women too, but that's what one of the sources say. I'm not too sure, but that's what one of the sources say, that he's the source of that. You know what I'm saying?
He's the source of what again? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Like the whole, the crazy dudes on the internet that you love to entertain. You know what I'm saying? They say that Tommy is one of the sources of that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Going hard on the women.
Yeah, because he was before Kevin.
Yeah,
and
I can see that because what's that? Damn, I forgot his name. Jack. He kind of come off like Tommy.
And see, and I'm gonna tell you another thing too. You look at motherfuckers like Donovan Sharp, Angry Man.
Donovan Sharp come off like Tommy.
Yeah, Angry Man, that motherfucker there.
Yeah.
God damn.
And is that the bus driver dude?
You said what?
Is that the bus driver dude, or is that two different guys? No, the angry bus driver is the angry bus driver, right?
Yeah, see, Angry Man got his own podcast. Like, you can see him complaining about shit, looking real sad and shit like you know what I'm saying? I gotta show you his stuff.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
It's so many of them with kind of the similar names, so it's kind of like, and then they don't always have their faces up. Some of them are still anonymous, so it's like, well, who are you?
and these guys have their faces up, but see what separate them, like, okay, like the people I look at, like Stephens Code, AMS, right? These are individuals who are proactive, you know what I'm saying? They grind it, they get their shit together, you know? And the funny thing about it is they get the women and they say to all men, if you continue to complain about the woman that you don't want, but you're around the woman you don't want, shut the fuck up. Because you ain't about your purpose. You ain't about your growth. You ain't about no red pill. You just about on some bitch shit. What's it called? Blue pill rage?
Yeah.
Red pill
Yeah.
rage.
Yeah,
Red
blue
pill rage.
pill rage. Blue
You
pill
said
rage.
blue pill. Blue pill. Blue pill is when they're on the feminist side. Red pill is the opposite. So
Well,
he be red pill. Red pill rage.
hey, so hold on, check this out. Yo, JP, can you break down the blue pill rage
See,
for morphine?
see, the blue pill rage, morphine, is when a blue pill person who he knows in his heart that he's been simping for women, and he's the one that buying all the Valentine chocolate, the movies, and he know that's him in his heart. But he has gotten turned red pill, right? He done woke up, basically. So
Mm-hmm.
now he's angry about how he was. That's blue pill rage. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
That's what blue pill rage is. So he's in transition. So he's raging about what he used to be. People like, I'm gonna give you an example. Like I think and these guys, y'all might be wrong, but I feel like these guys that I'm about to name that are some blue pill ragers. You know what I'm saying? Like FedEx Phyllis, he seems like a blue pill rager. You know, like he was in transition to get red pill, and you know he now he's he talks hard about what he was. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's kind of hard to explain without you actually knowing some blue pill guys. You know what I'm saying? And some red pill guys. It's a character flaw. You know, it points out how he has some insecurities. You know, because a lot of guys feel like, before the internet now, a lot of guys felt that they was the only one in her life, and she had her little black book, just like he had his, but at the same time, she had hers. And then when the internet came, it kind of got easier to figure out what was going on, and when the phones came, the smartphones, and, that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's when it started to realize, when guys started to realize, man, I was doing all this for her, and this how she do me. That's blue pill rage right there. Because in his mind, he like, I can't believe that, man. I was doing all this nice stuff. I'm a good dude, right? And get done dirty. You think, the blue pill guy think, man, I got the love of my life. Because see, guys, our emotions are genuine when we deal with women. I don't think women's emotions are genuine when they deal with a guy, because if they're very beautiful, they got a lot of options. So they don't have to be genuine. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the guy that get with them, he's trying to be genuine because he want to keep her. Because he's like, man, she fine as hell. I'm gonna do everything I can to keep her. So he buying chocolates, he paying her rent, he doing everything, and she still come over to my house and get thumped. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he get mad about that and be like, I can't believe this girl. Now they going through a mess, breaking up and all that kind of stuff. Now he's raging at what he once was. He was that guy that buying all the chocolate and the candy. Now he hardcore red pill. You got guys like Austin Holloman, guys like what's that other Austin Dunham, the little weightlifter guy. I think FedEx Fearless, what they call themselves, the Blue Pill Avengers. Them guys, man. Those guys to me are those blue pill ragers. They were blue pill guys, but then they got red pilled, and in that transition, they started to, push as hard as possible against what they were, so it doesn't look like that's what they was. You understand?
Right. I'm
Yeah.
listening.
It's like somebody's character. You're like, oh man, that. Oh, okay. You in high school you had tape on your glasses. Now you out here pulling triggers and jacking motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You know you wasn't built for that shit, right?
Right, right, right.
That kind of shit.
Yeah, the
So I can
John
see
Morant.
that. I see that in certain guys in the manosphere, and I'm like, nah, you coming at it from a, I can tell you blue pill, but you're trying to, put out red pill content. That's a problem. I think if you're not red pill, you shouldn't be trying to put out red pill content. If you blue pill,
I don't think so as well. I think that is a misrepresentation of what you're trying to put out there in the message that you're trying to put out there. If you're trying to gain audience and you're gaining them in bad faith, that's not who you really are, then that's not what you should be trying to do. Now, I would like to talk a little bit before we end this live, which is a great live. Thank you for joining, JP, again. Um,
for sure. Thank you for
I
having
would like to gear the conversation on a little bit towards the manosphere and some of the solutions that they can not be the damn manosphere. I think one of the things we got to understand is that when we're talking to people on social media, especially in these social media groups, you do got to understand that you're not the admin of this group. You're just a participant as well,
me.
and
Right.
you can assume that you know the intentions of the admins that made that group. A lot of them add men in there just to argue and debate certain topics. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Even I do that. Um, and also, you got to understand that a lot of the women that they adding in there as well are not the Cynthia G types half of the time. And if they do add them in there, they do not last long. Whether it's in a Facebook messenger group, or whether you're on Twitter, or whether you're on Facebook itself and you're in a group, they're just not going to add a lot of those women in there, and they're not going to last long at all. Not with a bunch of red pill dudes, manosphere dudes. It's just not going to work out for none of them. And when you do have regular women in there, or regular-ish women in there, um a lot of us don't know what the hell you're talking about. Um and it just come off like all black women type thing. And then when we're trying to have a communicative conversation there, and the conversation get up about what black women do and how black women represent ourselves and things of that nature, where black women are quick to individualize like that's not me, that's not the woman I'm around. But black men do the same thing by calling another black man a Pookie or Ray Ray or plantation bro, which I'm gonna dive into that in a moment. But um to settle to land my plane on this point, if we keep dividing ourselves in sub I want to say groups, then we're never going to come together. Then whatever the manosphere is talking about, SBYM dudes are going to dilute that. Whatever the red pill dudes is talking about, the manosphere is going to dilute that, because there is no camaraderie. Like there's not one thing that one person can agree on. Now, one of the guys in my group, shout out to Mr. Brown, always told me and always asked me, how come y'all women can't collectively agree on a list of things that y'all want from dudes? And I was like, because we're all individuals. We don't want the same things. Contrary to what Facebook and YouTube say or said, or what that black woman said or group of black women said, if you get thousands of us together, we ain't gonna agree. Just like thousands of y'all don't agree. That's why there is a manosphere, a red pill, a SYBM, a mental. That's why it's all so many factors of one fucking group, because nobody agrees with each other wholeheartedly. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with individual. How you want to say that?
Individuality.
Individuality or individualism. That's what I
Yeah.
want.
All right.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. We just have to respect each other. Different,
Individual.
yeah, differences in programs, because that's Mr. Brown's favorite word to say. Black men, especially black men, y'all got to start respecting each other programs. Outside of black women and just dealing with yourselves, you got to respect each other's preferences. each other's programs, is how each other want to live, things of that nature. And most importantly, we gotta figure out how the hell we're gonna spend this money together and not from each other. Because the black dollar don't stay in the black and in the black community longer than a minute.
And I want to piggyback on that because we gotta do some networking. We gotta start putting out better content, positive content, so everybody's channel can grow. Because we can't continue what we're doing when we look at our people as a whole. Okay, we the first ones to pull our phones out on some damn shit that's happening out there in the world. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? We gotta understand that this is not. We can't fight all this. We can't fight like you just said. Everybody's different. We can't, and in the same token, we can't fight everybody's fight.
Yeah,
we gotta fight it. We gotta fight our own fight, and it starts in the home. It starts in the black home. When we step out that door, how you gonna treat the next black person when you see him? We gotta think about that. How you gonna treat him? You gonna treat him with love? You gonna treat him with hate? That's the first thing we need to be thinking about when we see another black face. Exactly. Once we get that understanding and say, okay, love, immediately think love when you see another black face, we'll be able to change this shit. But until then, it's not gonna change.
Exactly. You know, and see, that's one thing. Another thing too, man. We need to forgive each other, black folk. You need to forgive. You know what I'm saying? And see, once we forgive, we can move on. Because a lot of one thing about us as a people, we get upset over some petty crap.
Holding grudges.
I mean, like, you know, one of the things too, and I talk with Morphine about this sometimes. One thing about that Kevin Samuels group, it has a lot of trolls. A lot of them. And I call them, male or female, the undesirables. For they are undesirable.
I feel attacked on one of those trolls.
Nah, you're in a different category. You're a learning troll. You want to learn and actually have a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm a conversationist troll. I just want to have a conversation. Whether you want it or not, I'm gonna make you have it.
But see, that's the domination coming out of her. But check this out. Check it. When I try to get some, you know, when I try to get guys that, you know, she harassed, because she did harass them. But when I try to get some of these dudes, right, these undesirables, come on the show, talking with them, you know what I'm saying? Out of 15 niggas, I only got about like 2 that could join. Nah, what the hell is this? Y'all like, she's Satan, bro. You know what I'm saying? And see, like, you know, they just didn't know how to talk to her. And that's what made me start to look at a few things. And I had to kind of, you know, she taught me some shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't like admitting it. You know what I'm saying? I had to reevaluate myself. And then I look at some of the ladies, you know, who are in those groups too. And it's not all of them, but they're the undesirable ladies who cannot change. They're just worthless. You see what I'm saying? And they broken. Nobody want them. And so they just come in there and they just fight and fuss all day and be mad and shit like that. Just like the dudes, you know what I'm saying? Just like them creepy dudes who like to get degraded, you know? You got the angry one over here and the weirdo niggas over there. I mean, just misery loves company, you know? Nothing productive. But, you know, I gotta say this. Yo, this was a wonderful, wonderful show. And not only that, I do have to say this. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give a shout out to the one JP. The one JP. Subscribe and like to his YouTube channel, the one JP TV. For your information. I got something else for you. Subscribe to his Instagram. He has a clothing line called Missing Link Apparel. And Morphine will be wearing some Missing Link Apparel real soon. Watch out for the Morphine edition. I'd like to give a shout out, you know, of course, to the newsroom. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Ratchet Craig, the Honorable Muslim and Aboriginal himself, the CEO Henry, Jeff Tyler, the Sports Dungeon. Also, a shout out to our partner, the one and only D Money from Paradigm Shift. Please like and subscribe to my brother's channel. And also a special shout out to More Contentious Media, Morphine Friends. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the one JP and Madam Morphine and your host, but not so much the most, Craig Charming, will be back for more shows. But without further ado, gotta stop the music on this one. I gotta say good night, and we'll see you again, everybody. Later, laters.
All right.